Hello everyone and welcome to the commentary of the very first video for Mercury Laboratories and for 222 Productions, Mercury Laboratories Test 1, Escape 1, Part 1. This is Crazy Person, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight about everything that went on behind the scenes and through the editing and through the designing of this course. Originally, the idea of this was just I still am a big fan of Ninja Warrior or Sasuke, whichever one you want to call it, and I saw this exercise area on my college campus, and I just, came up with this obstacle course idea. And, alright, this is funny. I still don't know why I say it like that, parallel bars. I don't think I was trying to be funny with that, I think I just ended up saying like that and kept it like that. Anyway, so this was the first time I ever edited a video on a computer. So I was just figuring out how to use my video editor, which at the time was Cyberlink Power Director 5, while I was editing the video. And now here is our first, as you can see, this is just weird. Yeah, 17, a good friend of mine. He makes a good start. He goes across the. Yeah. I really appreciate him doing this, but let's talk about some of the visuals that you see. The clock. I made this unfortunate assumption that whenever you buy a video editor, it automatically comes with a clock that you can automatically use. That's not the case. So what I did was the video editor program comes with a title screen option, which you can put like text. It's supposed to be like a title, and so I put 1 second titles for every second that's supposed to take place in time, but they all had an effect, and I didn't know how to edit the length of time and effect. Even if you put no effect, there was still an effect, because the effect was it was like a delay in when it showed up. So when I had it on no effect, I was expecting to just be like a text that just changed. Instead, what I got was a flashing clock, and while I was editing that made me dizzy, and that was not nice to see. Our next test subject. Yes, this guy. For those of you who haven't figured it out by now, that is indeed me. I am number 22. My identity is finally revealed, but there's a good chance you figure this out by now. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I'm 22, and this is 220 Productions. Anyway, so the progress bar. You're going to notice that changes sizes and position a lot. Once again, it's because I had no idea what I was doing. I designed this. I designed it using Microsoft Excel. I just made a grid of 7 boxes, put the numbers in, and then I copied and pasted it to Paint. And then I just made 7 different images of progress being made. It is. And whenever I put each individual image into the video editor, it was huge, so I had to size it down. I was just eyeballing the position and size, and it really is just all over the place. It's quite hilarious. But yeah, that's the progress bar. That's the extent of my video editing in this one, apart from the various texts, like this one. There's just remaining penalty time. I liked it. I liked how it was. I liked the look of that. I never did it like that again, but at the time I liked it. Alright, so this is 55. Funny story. 55 and 9 originally were not supposed to be part of the course. It's not that they weren't. In fact, not that I didn't want them to. It's just they just weren't, scheduled to come. I guess that's the way to say it. But while me and 8 were waiting for 17 because he had a group meeting to go to at the time, we ran into them. We're like, oh, and number 8 was like, oh, hey, you want to try this course that he made? And we're like, oh, yeah, sure. So that's what made it. And another thing about the course is that since this was based off of Ninja Warrior, at the time we didn't even have a name for the show. I didn't know it was called Mercury Laboratories. It was just called my obstacle course for the time. And originally, like Ninja Warrior or Sasuke, the plan was if you fell at a certain obstacle, it was automatic loss. But everyone, after I explained this, everyone's like, yeah, no, that doesn't seem like much fun. Let's just make it like time penalties. So at the last minute, we added time penalties, and I was like, 5 seconds. And it was like, yeah, sure, 5 seconds. And so the time is definitely highly too large, and it also causes for a very awkward penalty system, and whether or not you could advance when you take a penalty or if you have to continue.
Alright, now up next is test subject number
very
8.
Weird.
Smallest of
God.
She gets ready.
Test subject number 8. I just want to go on record saying that I've gotten a couple of comments of people saying that implied that she is very young. She's not. She's the same age as the rest of us who are in, currently we're in our 19s and 20s. At the time we were in our, 18, 17, and 19s. I totally did that out of order. But, she's just, shorter than all of us. But, alright, this is one of the funny parts. Whenever I show this to college friends, yeah, they could laugh at this, that she couldn't reach it at first. But she found a way, as you'll see. Yeah, she used the wooden post, she got it. So, persevering. She's very strong. You really don't want to mess with her. Funny thing about the editing with this, I really don't recommend anyone doing this. When I did the voiceover, I originally just did it all in one shot, until I realized, hey, I should do this in segments, because if you mess up once, like with the popping, you kind of have to do it all over again if you want it to sound at least good. But funny thing is, this is not the original finished version. A week before that, I released a finished version, but the audio was terrible. I used a $5 mic that I got from Walmart, and because I was afraid of copyright, especially since YouTube was with the whole copyright fiasco that they were going on, I made up my own music, which sounded really bad. It was just like when someone's running the chorus, you'd hear me going, doo, 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 and it was just like looping. The sound of the countdown clock was just me knocking, and whenever someone won, I would go like a nerd. If you don't know what that is, and you need to look up on your video game references. I mean, I haven't even played Final Fantasy, and I know what that theme is. But yeah, originally the audio was just so poor. I uploaded the video a week before this one was originally released. I got about 6 views. 5 of them were from me, and the next morning I deleted it. And I deleted it from my computer too. I kind of regret it, because I would like to show how bad it was originally. But I put some more time in it. I used the music that was provided by my video editor, because I figured that wasn't breaking any copyrights, which I was right. And yeah, okay. Funny thing about this scene, that stunt coordinator, as I called it, that's actually number 8. It was very convenient that she put her sweatshirt on after she was done with her run, just so I could make that joke. I think that was like one of the few jokes I actually planned ahead, because there aren't that many jokes in this. Yeah, number 9. She was a good sport about everything, and I still thank her for her participation. So yeah, the video editing overall for this one, I mean, originally, like the editing is still pretty bad in my mind, but at the time it was the best I could do, and so it was okay. And then here my audio really dips, but the first original cut was just terrible. And this part was just weird in my opinion. I mean, I honestly don't know what I was thinking with the color scheme for the numbers, their names. It's really hard to see, and I don't know why I did this. I cut them out of order, and I think the reason I accidentally put them out of order, and I either couldn't or was too lazy to do all the work to put it back in order, so I didn't. But funny thing is, when I was originally cutting this, I really had to skimp everywhere for time because of what I thought was YouTube's 10-minute limit, but it turns out it was actually 11-minute period, which that's pretty funny. Oh well, I like it.